Hi, in this video I'm going to tell you why you should stop trying to buy the bottoms or sell the tops. Occasionally you might get lucky. Much of the time, particularly if you're day trading and short-term swing trading, you're going to be failing and all you'll see is a continuation of the current trend. Now you can look behind the charts as well. There's not just the charts to look at. You can see what big money's doing. If you look at what the big money's doing, maybe it will tell you, well, hang on a minute, if the big money's moving in this direction, perhaps there's still scope for it to continue in that direction. So what I'm going to show you here, looking at the euro dollar CAD, I was asked a question earlier on today on this. It's a good question. Is it time to buy on this? Is this going to the S2 we were looking at on the dailies, if I can bring it down to an hourly chart, and it was actually an S1, but I'm sure they meant an S2. Let's just bring the pivots in there. So it was way back here and the price was coming down. As it happened, it ran into its S2, but my point is, and I keep on mentioning this, I've done quite a few videos recently, because I don't want you to be one of those traders that's losing money. I want you guys to be successful. It's all well and good giving us opportunities to trade against you, but realistically, isn't it about time you stop trying to sell the tops, buy the bottoms? Anyway, here we go. So what we got here, this is the Canadian dollar 60-minute strong trend to the downside. So for me, it just doesn't warrant being bought at the moment. Look at it on this 4-hourly time frame. Strong trend to the downside. Let's take those off. There we go. Just see the quarterly pivot there, and then we come up to the dailies. Strong trend to the downside, and it's still very strong today in particularly. Why? Well, there's fundamental news going on, which is pretty clear in terms of the US dollar, the US inflation's falling, etc. The dollar's softening, so it's inevitable. It's going to happen. It's cyclical, but we can also see what the big money is doing. The big money is moving out of the dollar to a degree. More importantly, it's unwinding short positions on things like the Canadian dollar. It was pretty short a while back, actually, even back here. And they just started unloading their short positions, and since then they've been reducing them each week, and they're still reducing them, and they've got a lot of short positions at the moment to unload onto the overall markets. Now this can have an adverse effect, of course, on the price of the US dollar CAD, and it could fall down. However, what are retail traders doing with the CAD? Well, at this stage, I'm just looking at it at the moment, 61% are long on it. Now, this is IG's book, IG Group's book, and there's 61% long on it. But of course, that's not the worst scenario out there. We've got the Swiss, which is 86% now of holding open positions are buying the US dollar Swiss. So if we go and have a look at the US dollar Swiss, as soon as I find it, there it is. What's it doing? So they're buying it. What's it doing? It's coming off. Canadian dollar, they're buying it. It's coming off. Now we on this current ratio that's provided for everyone to watch and look at, you'll just see euro yen. It's being sold like crazy. What's it doing technically? We'll come back. Let's have a look at the euro yen. It's going up solidly. Solid movement. Yes, it's had a bit of a retrace today, and yes, it might have a down day at some point, or a couple of down days. What's the bigger trend to the upside? Yes, you can make some money off of shorting those movements, but generally you're just losing money all the times, but when you're not right by quite a way. So this market's as I say, moving out. So what I suggest you do is have a look at what other traders are doing. This is on the FX SSI site. I'll put the link below. You can see what different brokers are doing. In fact, this is Let's look at the euro yen here. Let's have a look on Saxo Bank where there's more bigger traders. In fact, the euro yen's not on there. There's no point doing that. Let's go back to another example. Dollar Swiss. Dollar Swiss. On here, it's they bought it. It's dollar Swiss. Oh, they've sold it. So the bigger traders amongst the retail side and the in-betweeners that trade with Saxo Bank, one of the biggest brokers out there, we're seeing the logical ones selling, whereas the not so logical ones are buying. Okay, someone's right and someone's going to be wrong at some point, but how many points does it need to go before it's accepted? So there you go, just a point of, I just want to make it again. I just want to get you guys making money, not losing money. There's a lot of systems out there that spend all their time looking for tops and bottoms. A lot of traders, oh yeah, you can sell this, and they'll tell you all the times that they've sold this or whatever else. The euro here, look, it's pushing up strongly. This is a daily chart. It's pushing up strongly. Yes, it had some retracements, but if you look at what the big money is doing on the euro, it's largely already long. Why? Fundamentally, there's an expectation that Europe isn't doing too bad, and interest rates, the central banks are still being relatively, I say aggressive, but a little bit more aggressive than the cousins over in the US. So have a look, do your top-down analysis, look at the higher time frames, come down the time frames, and stick with trading in the direction of the bigger trend. Yes, you can be trading counter trend within the trend, the counter trend of the short term. So you can go with a bigger picture, but if you're that tied up with it, come down to a 5-minute chart, have a look at what you can do. So there's opportunities down here, retracements. So there's opportunities to get into your retracements or whatever you want to do, but just use your shorter time frames in line with the upper time frames. There we go. There's my rant over for the Thursday rant. Have a good day. Bye for now.